Alright, give me a moment of your attention. I know the topic might sound familiar, maybe even something you've brushed off before, but stay with me because this is one of those ideas that seems small on the surface and yet quietly controls a huge part of your life. There's a habit you've probably developed without even noticing. It doesn't look harmful. In fact, it feels natural, it feels smart, even responsible. But over time, it slowly chips away at your progress. The habit is this: you've been relying on other people to confirm what you should already believe in. Let me explain. Think about how you handle your ideas, the things you want to do, the goals you think about late at night, the plans that excite you when no one else is around. What usually happens after that spark? You don't just act on it. Instead, you take it to someone else. You bring it up in conversation. You casually mention it to a friend. You test the waters with a family member. And then, this is the key part, you watch their reaction carefully. If they respond with enthusiasm, you feel a surge of confidence. Suddenly, the idea feels stronger, more valid. You start imagining it more seriously. But if their response is uncertain, if they hesitate, if they question it even slightly, something inside you pulls back. You begin to doubt. You rethink the whole thing, and just like that, something that once felt exciting starts to lose its energy. Without realizing it, you've been treating other people's opinions as a measuring tool for your own direction. It's almost like you're conducting a silent survey every time you think about doing something new. How do they feel about it? Do they think it's realistic? Does it sound safe enough? And depending on the answers, spoken or unspoken, adjust your level of commitment. Now, to be clear, this doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. We are built to connect, we are built to seek reassurance. Approval feels good because it signals belonging. When someone supports your idea, it feels like momentum. When someone questions it, it feels like resistance. But here's the problem no one really talks about. If your confidence is tied to other people's reactions, then your direction will never be stable. Because people are inconsistent. One person might encourage you simply because they're optimistic. Another might discourage you because they're cautious. Neither response is necessarily a reflection of what's actually possible for you. It's just a reflection of who they are, their experiences, their fears, their beliefs about what can and can't be done. So when you let those reactions guide your decisions, you're not really choosing your path, you're borrowing someone else's perspective. And that's where things start to go wrong. Let me give you a different way to think about this. Picture a radio tower standing in the middle of a vast landscape. Its only job is to send out a signal, clear, steady, uninterrupted. It doesn't stop broadcasting because the weather changes. It doesn't weaken its transmission because someone nearby doesn't like the frequency. It doesn't wait for feedback before doing what it's meant to do. It just keeps transmitting. Now imagine that your goals, your ideas, your ambitions, that's your signal, that's your frequency. But every time you hesitate because someone didn't respond the way you hoped, every time you tone it down because it made someone uncomfortable, every time you delay action because you didn't get enough approval, It's like you're turning the signal on and off. And then you wonder why nothing seems to connect. Why opportunities don't show up. Why things feel stuck. It's not that nothing is happening. It's that your signal isn't consistent enough for anything to lock onto. Consistency is what creates alignment. Not perfection, not certainty, just consistency. You don't need to feel confident all the time. You don't need to have everything figured out. But you do need to stay committed to your direction, regardless of how people respond to it. Because the truth is, most people won't fully understand your vision in the beginning. Not because it's flawed, but because it's yours. They haven't lived your experiences. They don't feel what you feel. They're looking at your idea from the outside, trying to evaluate it using their own framework. And if it doesn't fit into what they already know, it might seem unrealistic to them. That doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it unfamiliar. And unfamiliar things often trigger doubt. So when someone says, that sounds risky, or are you sure that's a good idea? They are not necessarily predicting your future. They're revealing their comfort zone. And if you absorb that without filtering it, you start shrinking your own vision to match their limits. That's why it becomes your responsibility to guard what you're building, especially in the early stages. Not everything needs to be shared. Not every idea needs feedback. Some things need space to grow without being questioned too soon. Because when something is new, it's fragile. It hasn't fully formed yet. It doesn't have results to stand. It's still in that phase where belief matters more than proof. And if you expose it to the wrong environment, it can fade before it even has a chance to develop. So be more selective. Pay attention to who you open up to. There are people who can genuinely support you, not just by agreeing with everything you say, but by holding a balanced perspective. They don't dismiss your ideas and they don't inflate them unrealistically either. They help you think clearly without making you doubt yourself. Those are the people you keep close when it comes to your growth. Then there are others who, intentionally or not, drain your confidence. Maybe they focus too much on what could go wrong. Maybe they compare your path to something safer. Maybe they just don't understand what you're trying to do. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means they're not the right audience for your vision. And that's okay. You don't need to cut them off. You don't need to argue or prove anything to them. You just need to stop placing your direction in their hands. Because your direction is something you have to own. There's also another layer to this that's easy to miss. Every time you depend on someone else's opinion before making a move, you weaken your ability to trust yourself. You train your mind to look outward instead of inward. Instead of asking, does this feel right to me? You start asking, will they approve of this? And over time, that shift creates hesitation. You second guess more. You delay decisions. You wait for reassurance that may never come. And eventually, you feel stuck, not because you lack ideas, but because you've lost confidence in your own judgment. Rebuilding that confidence doesn't happen overnight. It starts with small changes. Start making decisions without announcing them first. Take action before seeking feedback. Let yourself experience what it feels like to move forward based on your own conviction. At first, it might feel uncomfortable. You might feel the urge to check in with someone, to get a second opinion, to make sure you're doing it right. But sit with that discomfort because that's where independence starts to form. And as you continue, something shifts. You begin to trust your instincts more. You become quicker in your decisions. You stop needing constant reassurance. And interestingly, people begin to respond to you differently. Not because they've changed, but because you are no longer asking them for permission. There's a certain steadiness that comes from someone who knows their direction. It's not loud, it's not forceful, it's just clear. And that clarity has a way of attracting the right kind of attention, the kind that aligns with where you're going instead of pulling you away from it. But that only happens when you stay consistent. Consistency is the foundation of everything here. Staying committed when you feel motivated, that's easy. Staying committed when you feel uncertain, that's where it matters. Staying committed when people support you, that's comfortable. Staying committed when people doubt you, that's where growth happens. Because in those moments, you're not just working toward a goal, you're strengthening your ability to hold your own direction. And that ability is what carries you through the long run. So here's what all of this comes down to. You don't need everyone to understand your path. You don't need constant validation to keep going. You don't need approval to begin. What you need is the willingness to trust yourself enough to move forward even when the response around you is mixed or unclear. Some people will support you later once they see results. Some people may never fully get it, and that's fine. Your job isn't to manage their opinions. Your job is to stay aligned with your own direction. Because if you keep adjusting your path every time someone questions it, you'll never go far enough in any direction to actually build something meaningful. But if you stay steady, if you keep showing up, keep working, keep believing even when it's quiet, you give yourself a real chance. A chance to create something real. A chance to grow into the person who can handle it. A chance to prove to yourself that your belief doesn't need to be borrowed. So protect your ideas. Protect your focus. Protect that inner sense of direction that's trying to guide you somewhere better. Move in silence when you need to. Act without announcing every step. Let your results speak when the time comes. And most importantly, keep going, regardless of who is watching, who is cheering, or who is doubting. Because the opportunities you are looking for, the people who align with you, the situations that support your growth, they respond to consistency. They respond to clarity. They respond to someone who keeps showing up no matter what. So stay steady, hold your direction, and don't hand over your belief to anyone else. That's yours to keep.